Grand Rising. Good morning. Top of the day to you. Whatever resonates, that's for you. So, it's been a little bit again, and I'm back because I got a message. So I was sleeping, and as I was coming to, I automatically, usually I automatically wake up. My body is up 3:30, 4 o'clock, when I'm at my peak, when I'm at my best. Lately, I have been feeling down. I have been not 100%, not 80%. So every now and then I'll rise by 5 a.m., right? So as I was coming to this morning, 5 a.m., I was having some dream, and it was putting a lot of things into perspective for me. But the dream automatically cut off, and I heard Mufasa's voice. If you've seen The Lion King, like the original Lion King, I heard Mufasa's voice, right? And it was the scene when he comes to Simba and he's like, remember who you are, right? And that struck a chord with me. Remember who you are. And of course, when I got up and said, okay, let me get myself ready and head to the gym, I said, I'm gonna have to pull that scene up on YouTube. I have to watch it, right? So I get ready for the gym. I'm on my way to right now. And I get in my car, I'm warming it up. I said, let me watch this video. And some key things I noticed that I didn't really think too hard about when I was a child watching The Lion King was the conversation that Simba had with Rafiki, the journey it took him to get to the point where he would remember who he was, what happened once he got there, the defeat he felt once he got there, and then his longing for more, chasing after his father's figure in the clouds. One, Simba was down. He was feeling down. He was not himself. He was not 100%. He had been misplaced. He had gone through a whole bunch of trauma at a young age, a whole bunch of things that was actually meant to pull him back, to pull him down, to hold him back, and caused by someone that he trusted fully, someone that was supposed to love him and be there to help nurture and take care of him, his Uncle Scar. But we're not going to get into that. However, Simba was depressed, he was living an okay life, happy. Timon and Pumbaa found him, saved him, he was surviving. The life Simba was living, he was in survival mode, okay? And something inside of him, something inside of him wouldn't let him let up. In his head, there was let me turn this off. There was something pushing him, telling him to ask questions, making him confused, letting him know that this is not exactly where he was supposed to be. I don't know if you guys remember when he's under the stars with Timon and Pumbaa and they're talking about what they think it is. And he says what comes from his heart, what he knows to be true. And they laugh at him, and he laughs it off. And then he gets up and he goes off by himself, confused, upset, because it just didn't sit right with him. Something did not sit right with him. He knew he was destined for more. He knew that there was something he was supposed to be doing, something he was supposed to be accomplishing that he just couldn't put his paw, I was going to say finger, but he just couldn't put his paw on it, Simba was down, depressed. He was not 100%. In the scene where he meets Rafiki and Rafiki says Mufasa's name, right? He's like, it struck a chord with him. If you remember, he ran after him, and then he's like, oh, you knew my father, right? And Rafiki's like, correction, I know your father. And he's like, sorry, he's dead, And Rafiki's like, he's not dead, and I'll show you him, right? That was the beginning of Simba's journey back to Pride Rock. And for this analogy, Pride Rock symbolizes his peak. And it's crazy because it's actually a peak of a mountaintop where, where the circle of life takes place, where he ends up bringing his child into the world and all that. But that was the beginning of his journey when Rafiki said, I'll show you. And Rafiki says, follow me. And he runs runs through shrubbery, runs through bushes. And Simba's bigger. He's a lion, so he's bigger than the monkey. And he's following him. He's getting smacked in the face by branches, smacked in the face by vines. He's getting caught up. But he keeps pushing through because he sees, he in his head, he's going to his father. He's going to what he's been missing, what he's longed for. And then when he finally gets there, Rafiki tells him to take a look. He sees his reflection and he immediately feels defeat. That's just me. That's just me. That's not my father, He feels defeated. I thought I was coming to see my father. I thought I was coming to get answers. I thought I was finally going to feel what it is that has been holding me back release. I thought I had made it to my destination. He feels defeated. No, that's just my reflection. And then Rafiki says, look harder. And of course, he touches the water. And what Simba sees changes. He no longer just sees his reflection, okay? He sees his father. And in that moment, as his reflection changes to the vision of his father, he's able to tap in with that emotion, tap in with that spirit, tap in with that guide. And his father appears to him and he tells him to remember who you are. You are not living the life to its full potential. You are not being the person I know you can be, the person you know you can be. You have to remember who you are. Mufasa says, you are my son, the one true king. Simba forgot who he was. Although it was embedded in his blood, it was embedded in his mind. He knew, but so much shit had come and piled on top of it that he could not fathom being out of his current state. He couldn't even think of not eating bugs with Timon and Pumbaa. When he was born, when he was meant to feast on meat, to be a ruler. And Mufasa told him, remember who you are. And it all started him getting to that point where he realizes he has to return to Pride Rock, return to who it is he knew himself to be, return to pretty much his past, to defeat all that stuff that was holding him back, and to rise to the occasion and become greater. It all started with him being down and him being depressed and him having to isolate and go off by himself. And then he made that connection with Rafiki. Right? And all this to say, when I woke up this morning, that was Mufasa's voice. It said, remember who you are. It's okay. I say this a lot. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have down moments. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to feel stuck. But you just need to remember who you are. And if you're confused about it, if you're confused about what you want to do in life, if you're confused about the path you should be taking, if your vision's not clear, you need to get around people that are going to help clarify it for you. People that are going to help you find yourself. And sometimes those people give hard love. Sometimes those people say things that we don't want to hear. And we could, like me, my favorite statement is, you're so mean. And when I say that to people, it's not that I think they're mean. because it's hard love. And a lot of the times, the things that we don't want to hear are the things that we need to hear the most, especially in our times of depression, especially in times when we're feeling downcast, especially when we are not clear, or our vision is fuzzy. Remember who you are. And the journey to remembering who you are starts just like that. Just like that, just by chance. It starts by chance. But you have to put yourself in place for that opportunity. You have to get out of your bubble. You can't just sit somewhere doing the same thing, feeling the same way, and expect things to change. If you're in a certain place and you don't want to be there, a certain place and you don't like it, you have to make a move. Do something different. Change your scenery. Pack up. Move. Go to where your support is. If you don't have support, pack a lunch bag. Look up different activities and groups, and you find that support. Because when I tell you, everybody has a tribe, everybody has a village out there, somewhere. Somewhere. There are people out there that are rooting for you harder than you know. And you may not even know them. They may not even know you yet. But you have to put yourself in place to remember who you are. You have to put yourself in place to get back to Pride Rock, your peak. Do the things that you did before to help you remember, if that's what you need to do. For me, it's speaking it. It's talking about it. It's coming to the gym in the 5 o'clock hour, Find some normalcy in your greatness and stick to those things. Journal. Write what you're grateful for. Write down what you want to achieve. Write down who you are, who you know yourself to be. And if you read what you've written down and it's not positivity and it's not greatness, then burn that shit. But before you burn it, get another piece of paper and write the exact opposite of all that negative shit. The exact opposite of anything negative that comes out of your mind and onto a piece of paper of who you are or who you know yourself to be. Write the exact opposite. And know that exact opposite of that negative shit, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is what you're striving to. That is what you're striving to attain. And you start working hard towards that vision. You run, don't chase, because when you chase, a lot of times when you chase, it's the thought that you're running after something that you can't get. So you sprint. If a bush smacks you, a branch smacks you in the face, something in life comes, those things we talk about that we can't control, smacks you in the face while you're running towards this goal, this dream, your higher self, your greater self. It doesn't matter, keep going. Your legs get caught up. Ooh. Well, that's a sign. Your legs get caught up in vines. Keep going. Don't let it stop you. And that's the key. And that's the key. The key is to not let anything stop you, to getting to who you are, getting back to yourself. When you're depressed, your main goal is to get back to yourself. And you can't let anything, you can't let anyone stop you. All right? It went dark in here. That means it's time for me to get into this gym. But if you can, YouTube Mufasa, remember who, and I guarantee you to pop up. Remember who you are. And watch that scene. It's like a 3-minute, 40-something second clip. And it's real deep. It's real intuitive. And that's what we need. We need deep shit. We need things that'll make us think. We need to read between lines. And that's how we achieve, and that's how we get better. By taking actual steps to do so. All right, so just like I heard Mufasa this morning and it helped me, let me be your Mufasa today and say, Angela, remember who you are. Michael, remember who you are. No. Hey guys, thanks for hopping on this live. But remember who you are and don't give up on yourself. If something's not sitting right with you, don't stop asking questions. Don't stop. Don't stop striving for your greatness. Okay? So that's it. It's real dark in here and I feel strange. So y'all have a blessed day. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for lifting me up today. You are so welcome, Angela. Thank you for joining. Thank you for lifting me up because, know it or not, you guys coming on this live, communicating with me, commenting, that lifts me up. That lets me know, something that I'm saying is resonating, something that I'm saying is helping. And that's a big goal for me, is to be able to influence the world, be able to help, spread some positivity, even in my darkest of days. So I thank you. You all have a blessed and productive day. And I'm about to get this sweating. So I'll see y'all later.